So it is dividend day. Not really. I'm just looking at dividends today. So I'm building portfolios out. I'm looking at how I would want to arrange a little bit more of a structured dividend plays in terms of getting a return on a retirement account or whatever you might have. I'm arranging for ourselves here and looking at what I want to make some moves in. It's been a while since I've moved around some of the longer term, like kind of safe bet type of investments. You just got to check in now and then. Like how's the performance going on the company the last few quarters? On the dividend stuff, generally, you shouldn't expect a lot of moves. I've got like Kraft Heinz, Coca-Cola. These are companies that generally don't lower their dividends. They keep them stable. Companies like Procter & Gamble and things like that, they've made a pretty good blue chip standing for themselves by having these solid dividends to rely on. That's what makes them blue chips. So I'm looking at those, but the problem with like Coke and PG is the dividend yields are like in the 2% range. I like Kraft Heinz the last few years. It's a consumer package, foods and stuff play. Very safe, long-term bet. These are the companies like, Kraft mac and cheese. Like it's going to be in the aisle forever. Kids are going to eat this for decades to come still. These are safe brand plays and ways to just be sure to at least that's the real inflation plays to me. Like you got consumer product goods, things in Walmart, Target. People have to buy toothbrushes and toothpaste and things like that forever. So it's really just going to always track whatever the price of goods needs to be. It's going to track inflation better than the CPI. It's going to actually, companies need to make profits. So you're in these companies, you're kind of baseline keeping up with all the long-term inflation while earning a good yield is the idea. So Kraft, I've liked for the last few years. I've got them here. They're paying $1.60 right now, 4.74% yield. I like that. That's kind of like a baseline. 4% right now is a good hurdle. Like the bonds from the government, right? 2 years are in the 4% range. So you can almost get like a risk-free return from the government. You're getting 4+ right now. If you take on stock investments and they're paying less than 4%, you're assuming more risk for a lesser return than a bond, which is silly, because the stock price can move on you, go down. There could be bad news that comes out, So I'm looking at what are the companies I actually believe in that I would get a bigger dividend than 5% because I'm willing to take on the risk. And obviously I want to pad my portfolio, the total return, as close to 10% as possible. Like getting 10% on your money per year would be pretty nice. And then assume a certain amount of risk for that though. So the companies I like, generally I've liked high dividend plays like the cigarette companies, Altria, Philip Morris, tickers are PMMO. They pay in the 8% range. So I'm going to be looking at them, and I'm going to be looking at a couple other just solid plays that are possibly undervalued. Like right now, Kraft is a PE of 14, the forward PE is 10.7. That's a low price multiple. There's typical value play multiples on that. It's not overly exciting. It's just nice to know you're not overpaying for like that safe conservative type of investment. It's in its proper range right now. So I'm going to be looking at some of that, probably make an Excel and maybe share that or something. And if you got questions, just let me know. I just like playing with this all day. So whatever you're doing with your retirement accounts, there's different strategies you want to look at because ETFs are always a nice bet if you're not picking stocks, especially. You got to be in the right funds in those 401ks and things. Some of them can have bad fees. Target date funds, if you have 401ks and they just dumped you into whatever and you never paid attention, you should go look at that and pay attention to your investments. Makes life a lot easier. Makes it a lot easier when you know where your money is and you can track and plan for a 5 and a 10-year period of your life. Like things every 5 years, it's like you wouldn't expect to be able to get there right now, but you'd be surprised that when you have a plan and you keep stepping like year over year, kind of at least looking at it. You got to write this stuff down in a way, but you track towards it in 5 years or less, you'd be surprised where you can get to if you're really planning and budgeting and treating your life like you've got to do it. Like the work is on you, the effort needs to be on you, and the attention that you're going to give these things, it's all for you at the end of the day. So, you should be excited. You should be checking in. And, I don't know, I get excited when I think about the plans I'm making. So I like to share this, and if it helps you guys too, that's great. Otherwise, hope somebody gets some info out of it, and hit me up with a question if you want. Instagram's probably the best way to DM me right now. And yeah, talk to you later.